Raw was on Sci-Fi this week, so you didn't expect the best of shows, but it was still very entertaining nonetheless. There was quite a lot to unpack, lots of promos, so lots to talk about. This is things you might have missed, and before we get started, make sure you've hit the like button. It really does help the video out, and of course, if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. It was a homecoming promo this week for the WWE Champion Bobby Lashley. And Bobby said something that really stood out to me. He stood there and said, "The champ lives here." Now, yes, they're in his home state, but was that a tease for John Cena? Could we get Bobby Lashley versus John Cena at WrestleMania? I mean, it is just a saying. He's just twisted the saying a little bit. However, WWE on Twitter pointed it out. They wanted you to know Lashley said it. And we know when WWE usually do that, it's because they have something planned, potentially. Whether Lashley is WWE champion or not, a match with John Cena at WrestleMania would be huge. Alexa Bliss has a brand new, really cool t-shirt available on WWE Shop, but look at this. In the advertisement for it, hidden is the Play and Pain logo. Is that a sign of this character not going away? I don't know. If you watched the therapy sessions this week, at the very start of Raw, pretty much, about the first half an hour anyway, we saw Alexa Bliss have to hand over Lilly. She had to give the doll, the replica doll, back to the therapist. It left Alexa Bliss upset. And then, obviously, 2 hours later, we got another segment. Small complaint, the therapist kept talking about the fact, last week you handed back the replica doll. It was 2 hours ago, mate. We're all watching. And I think when WWE batch record this, continuity should be key. Obvious to point out that Alexa Bliss's hair dramatically changed between the sessions. And again, the attire, the skirt she's wearing, pink this time. It does look like she's getting brighter as she's making improvements in the therapist size. But then the biggest shock of all, just as you think maybe Alexa Bliss is becoming normal again, obviously we heard Alexa Bliss mention fighting Lilly. She was in a supermarket and this woman cut in front of her, and the woman had rainbow coloured hair, her teeth were skulls. She basically literally talked about Lilly. So she was fighting Lilly in a supermarket. It's the only occasion where she actually lost her anger and let it out and actually beat someone up. So why? Why does she react that way to Lilly? Does she now hate Lilly? Or is she seeing real people as Lilly? Now, that could indicate someone becoming Lilly, but it could also indicate Alexa seeing someone as Lilly. You could easily put someone like Rhea Ripley out there and Alexa identify her as Lilly without her looking like Lilly, because that's what she sees. Twitter obviously are talking about the possibility that it could even be Asuka. Of course, Asuka does have rainbow hair. Could WWE give Asuka skull teeth? I mean, stuff like that is always possible, so potentially. It's worth noting on this shirt as well that the caricature of Alexa Bliss is in a straitjacket in a padded cell. Now, from that Alexa Bliss therapy session, she's very much free. She's going about her day-to-day life. Unless she's not. Again, what if this is all part of her imagination? We had a 6 women's Elimination Chamber match announced for Elimination Chamber. Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, DouDrop, Nikki ASH, and a mystery 6th woman. People asking if it could be Alexa Bliss. I don't think so. Asuka, again, maybe. Or even Bayley. I'd go with Bayley. But let me know who you think the mystery woman for the Elimination Chamber is going to be. As of the end of Raw, it was not announced this week. It probably will be by next week, but let's have some fun this week. Now, WWE have you covered this Sunday for the Super Bowl. Of course, support your city, Cincinnati, Los Angeles. Stone Cold t-shirts available on WWE Shop. Smart marketing by WWE. And as Damien Priest finally unleashed Damien, he snapped at the end of his match this week on Raw. Of course, Damien Priest even going as far as to pull his own hair out. Oh my God, he did completely snap. Is this a permanent change? Could we see Damien Priest actually just snap and get rid of the Priest part and just become Damien? I do wonder. Obviously, we saw AJ Styles pick up the win this week, and it was announced that next week it will be AJ Styles versus Damian Priest for the United States Championship. So that's going to be interesting, very fun. I think AJ Styles could be the guy to take the belt off of Priest, maybe. Austin Theory has new theme music, and I've got to be honest, from what I could hear of it on Raw, I didn't like it. It wasn't that good. Now, we had the quiz between Team RK Bro and Team Alpha Academy, and some of these questions were actually quite hard. I mean, I knew the Teenage Ninja Turtle one, but apart from that, I didn't really know. I'm not going to lie. But then most of them were American-based. To be fair, I'm not that dumb. Maybe. I don't know. But anyway, RK Bro were successful in this. And do you know what? Good. I actually enjoyed it. I'm not going to lie. I saw 50-50 on Twitter. I saw some people love it. Some people thought it was funny. Some people were okay with it. A lot of people hated it. And that's fine. That's wrestling. It was a nice, smooth transition to Alpha Academy versus the Street Profits, which you can pretty much guarantee Chad Gable is definitely going to be going for dentistry after tonight's Raw. But something Randy and Riddle said backstage was interesting. Obviously, Randy spoke about the fact Riddle's in the chamber and he could win the WWE Championship. Now, where have we heard that Randy had a tag team partner who won the WWE Championship in an Elimination Chamber, only for Randy Orton to be the Viper he is, turn his back on his tag partner, and win the WWE Championship at WrestleMania? Suppose it's true what they say. Life is a circle and it all comes round again. And a Viper doesn't change his spots, maybe. And while we're talking about Bray Wyatt, yes, the internet's been abuzz this weekend as new images of Windham Rotunda has emerged. Obviously, some with his wife and some with his friends at Keith Lee's wedding. Many congratulations to Keith Lee and Mia Yim. But Bray Wyatt, Windham Rotunda looking snazzy as ever. But look at those shoes! People need to talk more about those shoes, man. I mean, he should come back with a punt kick, because Randy Orton ain't getting up after that. But honestly, it's always fun to see new pictures of Windham. It's been over 6 months since his last WWE appearance, so obviously a lot of people yearning to see him. So here's some images just so you can enjoy. The Boogeyman has signed a new Legends contract with WWE. Obviously, this is an extension. He was under a deal before, but he actually shared a video of him signing the new Legends contract on social media, which is kind of cool. Always fun to know a legend's still around. Maybe they could bring him back for something. I'm assuming, therefore, he'll be in 2K22 as well. So that'll be interesting. What was Seth Rollins wearing? Honestly, Seth. Honestly, dude, you've got to stop getting dressed in Becky Lynch's clothes. Because it's obvious at this point, Seth. But honestly, again, they sort of teased Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens breaking up. Of course, they were successful in the main event. But Kevin Owens was not happy that he's not going to WrestleMania yet. Well, there's still a few number of weeks to go, and Kevin Owens, if you want your spot, you can always turn on Seth. Lita was on Raw this week, and I loved this. Lita getting a pop, probably bigger than Ronda Rousey's, is great. And the promo from Becky Lynch was amazing. Her talking about idolizing Lita. Her talking about the Raw title meaning everything to her. And basically saying she'll put Lita down was cool, but then the physical altercation as well made it even better. The twist of fate by Lita and the first moonsault we've seen for years. I'm all for this match. I think this match at Elimination Chamber is going to be so good. So good to see the women being spotlighted in 2 huge matches on Saudi Arabian's Elimination Chamber, which, by the way, WWE CGI'd tonight on Raw. The CGI Elimination Chamber looks bigger than the normal one, I'm not going to lie. I think they should just CGI it normally. Imagine if the superstars had to pretend they were in the Elimination Chamber. But the biggest news is yet to come. VEER MAHAAN is still coming to Monday Night Raw. That's right, you can rest easy tonight, because next week we'll know if he's still coming or not. But honestly, I quite enjoyed Raw. I thought it was okay. Honestly, not the best of shows, but it was still enjoyable. For me, 7 out of 10, very fair score. Did you watch it? Did you miss it because it was on Sci-Fi? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. Like the video, share the video, and if you are new, hit the subscribe button. Peace!